so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online and it's not like we need them. We don't need them. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound.
Happy New Year's Eve, everyone. We are now 12 hours, if you're Central Time, away from the ball dropping. I don't think I got any answers in the last show, or I didn't see them. What's everyone doing for New Year's Eve? I know Just Me has to go down to the club and strip tonight because it's $5 per lap dance. Mallory, what are you doing? V. Oakley, she's probably going to be in the ocean because I don't want to hear any more about how it's freezing in Florida. Okay, Just Me said she's going to be sleeping. Angel P, she's got big plans tonight, I guarantee. Rexy said nothing. Y'all won't believe this case. You won't believe this case. Oh, speaking of cases, Melanie. Hey, y'all, write yourself a memo right now. Melanie might need bail money. I'm cooking party stuff and hiding keys. Okay. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. So you won't believe this case. So again, I have on the screen, someone cannot go missing without someone knowing something somewhere. Let me tell you. I saw this on my news feed last week. I spoke about it for a little bit on the member show. And now that I'm getting further into it, of course I'm pissed. I'm sad. But I'm confused. Big time confused. And then we will get to that. Let's just take a second and welcome everyone back to the chat, our favorite friends. All right. Okay, so this is how this went down. A man called the police to say that a missing 13-year-old boy from Pleasanton, Kansas was dead, and he knew where to find his body. Now, the 13-year-old we're talking about is Airen Andelson. Andula. Sorry, I can't pronounce it correctly. He reminds me of my son when he was 13. You know, when they're growing real tall, they've lost all the baby fat, and they might have, he's just precious. He is precious. And it's breaking my heart. So, Sunday, December 21st, Airen got on his bicycle and went to do a chore for a neighbor. What neighbor, I don't know. But he went to do a chore for a neighbor, and he was planning on hanging out with some friends. They were going to go to church, have lunch after, things like that. So when you hear in these articles, I talked to Susan about this yesterday, that police weren't called until after 6 p.m. Well, it's because his parents thought he was with his friends. And then when they realized he wasn't, they started looking for him. Okay. So Damon Leonard, 47, of Pleasanton, Kansas, is charged with abandonment of a corpse in Bates County. There's more to that. There's much more. So on Tuesday, the 23rd of December, while the authorities in Kansas were still looking for Airen, Bates County in Missouri received a call from Damon saying that he knew Airen was dead and he knew where his body was. Police come to Damon's house and he said he told deputies that he knew he was dead and he moved his body over into Missouri. And they found him, Airen, in a ravine in Missouri. It is unimaginable and none of it makes sense. Look at this with me.
Teenager is dead. KBC getting answers about the investigation. Good evening. I'm Matt Fleener. Bria is off tonight. That investigation now spans both sides of the state line. Police are trying to solve why 13-year-old Airen Andula died. Airen Andula first went missing 2 days ago from the Holiday Lakes neighborhood.
They come down and told us that this Kaverby is gone.
Airen's parents, Charles and Anita, are heartbroken. They want to know exactly what happened to their son after he was last seen riding on his bike away from his home.
I kept saying he's not in the woods. It's not him. He knows he's something happened. He's hurt somewhere, being held somewhere, or he's in a vehicle in another state by now.
Tuesday, police found the 13-year-old dead 30 minutes from his home across the state line.
Imagine their pain. Okay. This is a tight little area where everybody knows everybody. Okay. So if your kid says, I'm going to go play with my friend next door, you're like, okay, see ya at lunch, be home by dinner, that type of thing. So they knew what was going on, his parents. And I can tell you right now, they're not the most worldly people, but they certainly weren't irresponsible. They started asking around 2:00 in the afternoon, like, where is he? Airen doesn't have a cell phone. They don't have that type of money. Okay. And so they start going around looking for him and looking for him. His dad's out in the woods. And finally they called the police. And you hear this in this interview with his dad. His dad's assuming he was kidnapped.
A Holiday Lakes neighborhood.
They come down and told us that this Kaverby is gone.
Airen's parents, Charles and Anita, are heartbroken. They want to know exactly what happened to their son after he was last seen riding on his bike away from his home.
I kept saying he's not in the woods. It's not him. He knows he's something happened. He's hurt somewhere, being held somewhere, or he's in a vehicle in another state by now.
Tuesday, police found the 13-year-old dead 30 minutes from his home across the state line.
Imagine that. His dad said probably in a vehicle in a state somewhere. Well, his dad was 100% right because the neighbor put him in a ravine in another state.
His parents say a neighbor up the street is now the man police have in custody. Court documents say Damon Leonard called deputies in Bates County, Missouri, saying he knew the child was dead and knew where the body was. Leonard then led deputies to the location. Airen's body was found down a large ravine in a creek bed. Leonard then admitted to transporting the body himself. Airen's parents have big questions they want solved.
I want to know myself. How did he get from there to there? What happened here that drew up the red flag and he found over here?
Now, detectives with KCK police are investigating due to a conflict of interest with local agencies. Leonard, by the way, charged with abandonment of a corpse in Bates County. The probable cause, state's charges are expected to be filed in Kansas.
Which is what you should do when the crime happens in Kansas. That's where you charge. Got to be kidding me. Like the show from before with Melody. I'm like, where the crime occurred is where you charge. Oh, y'all, this gets crazier. Much crazier.
Kansas man faces charges in Missouri for abandonment of a corpse who police have identified as 13-year-old Airen Andula, who went missing in this neighborhood. It's less than 48 hours until Christmas, and this family's holiday has been turned into a nightmare, and one that's rocked the entire small town of Pleasanton.
We thought this was going to be the safest place for our babies, and I'm so sorry, Airen.
Holiday joy has turned into sorrow for Anita Gunn, Charles Andula, and their two daughters, Allison and Addison, after 13-year-old Airen rode his bike to a neighbor's house to feed their pets while they were out of town. Police later recovered the boy's body in a ravine in Bates County, Missouri.
I just can't imagine him laying there, man. I can't forgive a man like that.
47-year-old Damon Leonard, who Andula says is their neighbor, is charged with abandonment of a corpse. Charging documents state Leonard told police he knew Airen was dead and where to find his body while multiple agencies searched for him. Now Airen's parents are searching for answers.
All that time spent lost when answers could have been sooner. Probably more forgiving had it been an accident.
The Andulas aren't the only ones reeling in Airen's death.
This school is the heartbeat of our town, but the people give it the pulse.
Don Epps is the Pleasanton School District Superintendent.
Airen was a sweet young man, and he would never cause any trouble whatsoever. He was someone who worked extremely hard, and I always said he's a young man of action, not words.
That's how mom and dad want Airen to be remembered, as the lovable, kind, and awesome kid they knew.
It makes you angry with God because you don't know why such an angel like that had to go that way and be found that way so disrespectfully.
Police expect an update on Wednesday afternoon. In Pleasanton, Kansas, Ryan Gamboa, KSHB 41 News.
Well, the update came out, and you know who put it out? Airen's older sister, who lives in Cameron, Missouri. And I agree with Melanie. She said, Allison and Addison will never leave that trailer again. I bet it is so sad. All right, this is his sister's Facebook. First, I'm just going to show this, okay? She says her name's Michaela Marie. She posted this on Christmas Eve. Airen at his finest. When him, Addie, and Allie Jade got to spend the night at my house, he was so respectful, and he folded his blanket and cleaned up after himself and his sisters. He was so polite and so very soft-spoken. Okay, and then she's got this.
We about to go.
Okay, that has nothing to do with it. Then she posted this. Now, remember, they said they were going to update everybody on Wednesday. Well, that would have been last Wednesday, a week ago. She said, latest update on my brother, Airen Andula. I am his oldest sibling sister. It brings me to my knees to have to write these words out. So my brother was reported missing by my mom on December 21st at about 6:20 p.m. All right, this is a lot. He was last seen that morning at 8 a.m. on his red bike heading towards his best friend's house. Along the way, he had come upon 3 to 4 dogs. They attacked my little brother until his life was lost. The owner of the dogs then found Airen and took action to dispose of his body at a ravine just a little ways from his home. He then confessed to his priest what he had done and eventually called authorities on site to lead them to Airen's body. An autopsy report is scheduled for tomorrow at 8:30 a.m., and I hope this POS gets charged with more. Thank you for all of your condolences. Now, hold on. The autopsy is going to say Airen died from these wounds from these dogs. The question is, why didn't Damon just call the police, call an ambulance, shoot the dogs? I can tell you right now, this dude is a card-carrying member of the NRA, okay? That is a fact. Here is Airen's obituary. Young boy. Attacked by dogs. It says Airen, Joseph, Airbearer, and Dula. Pleasant, Kansas, died Monday, December 22nd. Now, I don't know why they say he died on Monday, December 22nd. He died on the 21st. That's when he went missing. That's when the dog attack was. That's odd. He was born September 18th, 2012 in Kansas City, Kansas, the son of Charles and Anita, 7th grade student in junior high school. He collected Hot Wheels and Legos. He attended Eastside Baptist Church in Independence, Missouri. He's survived by his mother, Anita, his father, Charles, his sisters, Addison, Michaela, Nicole, Joy, Rachel, brothers Kyle, and Nathan Chrisman. So they had his service yesterday at 4 in the afternoon. Wow. V said, wonder why the news said he was going to let the friends' animals out because they were out of town. Good question. I don't know. My assumption is it's different neighbors. All right, so yesterday, this comes out. Lynn County, Kansas. A Kansas man faces additional charges in the death of his 13-year-old neighbor. The new charges were announced a week after investigators found the teenager's body in Missouri. Damon Leonard, that's him on the screen, is now charged with interference with law enforcement. Okay. Criminal desecration and having a vicious dog at large. Well, they're saying 3 to 4 dogs. Now, the criminal desecration is before he put him in the ravine, he set his body on fire. Like he was really trying to cover up that his dogs attacked Airen. Not Airen, but Airen. Kansas City, Kansas said multiple dogs were seized from Leonard's property last week after 13-year-old Airen disappeared. Investigators said the teenager had been riding a bike before his disappearance, and Dula's body was found later across the state line. Lynn County Deputy Sheriff Amy Fishbaugh said Leonard told investigators he transported Andula's body and left it in a remote part of Bates County. Leonard was originally charged in Missouri with abandonment of a corpse. My understanding is they have dropped that charge in Missouri. So now everything's been picked up by Kansas. Meerkamp said, what in the actual F? My blood is boiling. I don't know why when the dogs attacked Airen, why Damon Leonard didn't just call for help. And I have a lot of speculation too as to, did anyone hear this? Did they hear this pack of dogs attack Airen? Did they? Or is it stereotypical, those types of dogs, in quotes, that go straight for the neck? So then there's no noise. And I also have another question. This was a dog attack right there in Pleasanton, Kansas. Airen was reported missing on Sunday. Are you telling me that nobody brought any scent dogs out to find a missing boy? Because the evidence would be obvious with all the blood and the slobber and I mean all the stuff that comes out of you when you die. And you know there's a lot of blood. Rexy, did the dogs really attack him? That's one of the charges. Or did the man kill him? Unless he got the dogs to do it for him, I don't know. He could have certain commands for these dogs. I don't know. And who knows if the body was burned? That's just according to Airen's sister. All right, let's look at this. This is from Blunt Force Media.
It's a terrible Christmas nightmare. One Kansas family is going through what no parent should ever experience. Tonight, we're talking about Airen Joseph Andula. He was just 13 years old. A wonderful son, a much-loved brother, and an excellent student.
Sundown. She said, I live 35 minutes north of where this happened. I just think it's horrible, and I can't make sense of it. Listen, a dog attacking a neighbor, the mailman, the UPS guy, the guy that brings your ice cream from Schwann's, that's not a new thing. It's not a new thing. People call the police. They call 911. They grab something and start beating the dogs. This is a pack of dogs that attacked this little boy. And Damon did nothing. Unless he was passed out inside the trailer and just happened to come across it and thought he would cover it up. When I say it, I mean the massacre. More's going to come out, okay? And if it's okay with you guys, I'm going to continue to talk about it. Because I know there's more to this. There is a reason he covered this up. Rexy, who says dogs attacked him at all? Well, the autopsy, the probable cause affidavit, and I guess the evidence that he was attacked by dogs. That's just their paperwork. I wasn't there.
A kid doing what kids in small towns are taught to do, helping out a neighbor. What happened next shattered the Andula family, devastated a community, and raised serious questions that have yet to be fully answered. I'm Troy Stiles, and this is Crime Desk. Airen Andula lived in Pleasanton, Kansas, a town where people still wave when they pass you in the road, where schools and families are tightly woven together. Those who knew Airen described him with the same words over and over again: kind, funny, gentle, and lovable. His mother, Anita Gunn, called him awesome. She said he never got into trouble. His father, Andula, called him Air Bear. And at school, Airen was known as someone who treated everyone the right way. Whether in the lunch line or in the hallway, Airen was known for his gentleness. Journalist Ryan Gamboa of KSHB has been the front line to this story. He spoke with Airen's family and Pleasanton School District Superintendent Don Epps.
Airen was a sweet young man.
See right there, just me. That's what I'm talking about. People have a responsibility to train their dogs and keep them contained. For real. And I can't tell you how many times I have posted an article or, anywhere, whether it be in our Facebook group, on my Facebook page, on the page, on YouTube, whatever. You've always got one person coming in that doesn't get the premise of right and wrong and says, it's not the dog's fault, Brooks. It's not the dog's fault. Well, whose fault is it? The dog doesn't have opposable thumbs. The dog can't drive to dog training. The dog doesn't buy its own gravy train. Then whose fault is it, dum-dum? They know that their dogs are aggressive. And the type of dogs we're talking about here, they have a 200-pound bite. Now imagine that on a 13-year-old little boy. He doesn't even weigh $120. So when you have a 200-pound bite, and remember, there was 3 or 4 of them, 3 or 4, and they removed a lot of dogs from this house, not just 3 or 4. Mike Tyson has a 200-pound punch. Imagine that with teeth. Who the hell sits back and says, not my fault, it's my dog's fault? And then you got people going, it's not the dog's fault. It's not the dog's fault. Of course, everyone trains their animals. I mean, good people do. Good people do.
And he would never cause any trouble whatsoever. He was someone who worked extremely hard. And I call him, always said he's a young man of action, not words.
On the morning of Sunday, December 21st, Airen got on his red mountain bike one last time. He was wearing black jeans and a red hoodie. He was headed to a neighbor's house, not to hang out, not to cause mischief, but to feed their pets while they were out of town. It was a favor, a small act of responsibility. By that evening, Airen had not come home, and at approximately 6:20 p.m., his mother reported him missing. Search efforts began immediately. Multiple agencies combed wooded areas, brush, and bodies of water near Pleasanton. The terrain was difficult, and the conditions were dangerous. But still, the community searched with multiple agencies long into the night, until around 2 o'clock a.m. Then again, as soon as daylight broke darkness in Pleasanton, because no one believed this would end the way it did. On Monday, December 22nd, the search changed. Investigators received information.
Hey, V. Oakley, did you eat Wheaties this morning? Because you're extra fucking smart today. My goodness. V. Oakley said, I know the breed you have is freakingly strong. That's why he's in boot camp right now. Well, they took a lot of dogs away from this guy's trailer. And if what I read was correct, there were several of them that were malnourished. Now, if you saw the picture of Damon, you know he's not malnourished.
From an assisting agency. Information serious enough that this case shifted from a missing persons search to a recovery investigation. Later that day, Airen's body was found deceased, not in Kansas, but in a ravine in Bates County, Missouri. His father says Airen was discovered covered in a brush pile. The shock rippled through Pleasanton. Just days before Christmas, a town is forced to face the unimaginable. A 47-year-old man, Damon Leonard, was taken into custody.
Okay, there's Damon, all right? He's got on the orange. He's got all that going on. He's got a booger hanging out of his nose. He hasn't washed his hair or shaved in quite a long time. He looks disgusting. Like I said, he hasn't missed any meals, all right? And for whatever reason, kind of like Dawn and Candace, he has a ton of dogs around his house. Now, he has a lot of pit bull breeds, you know, dogs cross breeds all the time. He doesn't have what I would say any pedigree dogs. Hence why one of his charges is in possession of a vicious dog. Now, they're going to have to put their thinking caps on and really put this together. Because since the charge in Missouri has been dropped for abandonment of a corpse, then they're going to have to really put it together. Because like right now in the state of Kansas, he's looking at like 10 years and he'll serve 6.
in Missouri. And according to charging documents, Leonard contacted the Bates County Sheriff's Office, telling them he knew Airen was dead and knew where his body was located, while multiple agencies were still searching. And Leonard led authorities to the location where he was located at the bottom of a creek bed. He has since been charged in Missouri with abandonment of a corpse, and he is currently being held in the Bates County Jail on a $100,000 cash-only bond, pending his next court appearance scheduled for December 30th. The Missouri court filings state that Leonard is likely to face additional charges, including charges related to Airen's death, pending the result of the autopsy. Airen's sister shared a deeply emotional and disturbing post on Facebook describing what she believes happened to her brother. That post includes graphic allegations that Airen may have been attacked by dogs before being burned and his body disposed of. And at this time, we should mention that law enforcement has not confirmed those details. No cause of death has yet been provided, and those claims are not part of current charging documents. An autopsy is scheduled, and investigators say the manner and cause of death remain undetermined pending that examination.
Hey, Susan, can you grab the link? I have a question about that. Where's Susan?
The investigation has now been handed over to the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department. The Lynn County Sheriff's Office cited a conflict of interest, explaining that a half-brother of one party involved in the case previously served as sheriff. Officials did not clarify which party that connection involves, but said the decision was made to ensure a neutral and unbiased investigation. We reached out to Kansas City, Kansas Police Department, who released a statement.
You all will not believe the New Year's Eve surprise you have backstage. The one, the only, our girl, just me.
Hilarious.
Hey, glad to grab the link. So you said Missouri will cooperate with Kansas. So
I think they will.
they have dropped the charge in Missouri without prejudice, which means they can pick it back
They
up.
can pick it up. Yeah, if they don't get the conviction in Kansas, they can pick it up.
Okay. And we know that Missouri is working for the FBI or anything. So I was wondering, just your opinion, do you think that Missouri said, we're just going to, just put these charges on the back burner without prejudice? Because if so, we got to deal with the FBI because it's over state lines. And then they're going to let Kansas do their thing. And then if need be, they'll pick it up. Because Missouri has a much higher punishable rate about abandonment of a corpse than Kansas does.
Yeah, I believe so. It seems to me the FBI should pick this up because he crossed state lines with the corpse.
He did. And that's why I'm wondering, that's the reason they might have dropped their charge, because they don't want the FBI involved.
Right.
Not anything wrong. They just don't want extra mistakes.
Yeah, they don't like to share, do they?
No, they're bad boys when the big boys come in. So that's what I was kind of wondering. And then I don't know enough about Kansas law. There's not a lot of cases that come out of Kansas, believe it or not. What else can they charge him with? Why can't they get him with some kind of manslaughter?
I would think they could. The only thing the dogs might have been roaming. They got out and he couldn't find them and he come upon them. I don't know. But there was a hell of a mess. There had to be a hell of a mess. How could you miss it?
And why did the cops in Pleasanton, Kansas, when they came out? Because, they were searching on Sunday. They were searching on Monday. They didn't find his body till Tuesday when Damon told them exactly where he was. Why didn't they bring their own dogs out? Because they would have realized right then there was a massacre in those woods.
Yeah. They might not have had it in their back pocket. You know what I'm saying? They might have had to have the dog shipped in, and they just hadn't gotten there yet. I don't know.
Oh,
That
I don't.
does sound strange to me too.
Strange, especially when you got Kansas City, Kansas right there, and you got
Mhm.
enforced. And hell, you
Right.
got Tulsa, Oklahoma. I mean, 2 hours from you. They
Yeah,
got
I don't know. Maybe it was just a small place, and they thought, you know, he's just out playing and he'll be back, a runaway.
That's what I'm thinking too. Him being 13, and we can see his parents aren't exactly the most worldly people in the world. I mean, the trailer's a mess. They might have run
Yeah.
off the assumption he just ran away.
Yeah, and just because they're poor or God forbid that they're using doesn't mean they don't love their kids. And it just, I don't know, it's just sad all the way around.
It's
And-
horrible. It's horrible. Now,
Mhm.
and also I'm confused. When he went to do the chore for the neighbor that was out of town, and then he was riding also towards his friend's house, it can't be the same neighbor because that neighbor is truly out of town. Some people are saying it's the same neighbor.
I wouldn't think so. Why would he water his animals when they're vicious? No, I don't think so. I think it was a different neighbor who might have been out for the holidays and he was helping them.
Yeah, sometimes these articles and stuff that goes on, different, avenues of the internet, things get lost in translation. All right, let's look at
Statement which reads in part, detectives with the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department are currently in Lynn County, Kansas, investigating the death of a 13-year-old male juvenile. This incident is under investigation by the Major Case Unit. All suspects are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. KCKPD says anyone with information is urged to contact Crime Stoppers anonymously. At Pleasanton schools, grief counselors were brought in to assist students, and Superintendent Don Epps says the district is focused on honoring Airen, not with words alone, but with action. This wasn't just a student. This is a child the community loved. Airen's parents are now navigating a grief no family should ever face. His mother says it feels like a nightmare she can't wake up from. His father says he's trying to be strong for Airen's sisters, Allison and Addison.
That makes you angry with God because you don't know why such an angel like that had to go that way and be found that way so disrespectfully.
Airen Joseph Andula mattered. His life mattered. And his story is not over. We will continue to follow this case as autopsy results are released.
it. Is so senseless,
Yeah. Yeah.
He's on
And
his.
I feel so awful for these people.
I do too. And then he was on his way to go to a different neighbor's house because they were out of town for the holidays. And then he's attacked by all these dogs. Some are malnourished. I totally believe that. I don't believe everything I read. And these people are devastated. They're thinking, go do the chore for the neighbor, go hang out with your friend, and be home, like around 3.
Right.
Around 3. And then around 3.
For dinner at least.
Yeah. And then around 3, they're out looking. They're out looking for him. And then finally they have to call the police. Because I was confused on the time as well. And then I had to sit there after I talked to you. And I'm like, well, what would I do? Obviously, I'll be looking for my child first. I wouldn't wait 2 seconds to call the police. But a lot of people have stepped up, which I think is an amazing, amazing thing.
Yes.
He, a nonprofit founder from Lewisburg, Kansas, is collecting donations to help the family of 13-year-old Airen Andula. He was found dead last week.
We got some toothpaste,
Sammy McGee launched the fundraiser through her nonprofit Sammy's Toy Drive after learning about 13-year-old Airen Andula's death. Got in touch with Anita and Airen's mom the next day, and I got the kids' wish lists and their needs. They have 2 little daughters under the age of 10. So we're just working to collect toys and clothes and necessities for them. The goal
Is that not sweet? The family doesn't have a GoFundMe or anything like that. And remember, these are pretty simple people. Okay, they probably don't even know what it is. Okay, I feel horrible for them.
Yeah.
But for this lady that stepped up, and she has a nonprofit, and people are donating toys, and they provided Christmas for them. They're bringing them food and stuff like that to get through. A local church donated their services, which I think is amazing, to give him a proper service yesterday at 4.
Yeah. That's so sad.
And then
I'm glad people are stepping up for them. I really am.
I still want to know why Damon moved his body to Missouri instead of getting all those damn dogs off of him, calling the police, calling an ambulance right away. He could have saved his life. There's got to be some reason.
Even if he hadn't, I'm sorry. If a dog attacks a person, I would have shot them. I'm sorry, I would have. My own animals. I don't care. You don't, no.
You know he's got a gun.
You know he does.
Of course he does. They're out in the woods.
I would have put him down. There's no exception. No, this is not acceptable.
No, it's not. So, I mean, the only thing I can think of is maybe he went outside to do something and the dogs are like, laying around. He's got a ton of them. And then he came across Airen and thought, oh my God, what the hell's going on? And then took him to Missouri and put him in the ravine. I don't know. There's got to be
those dogs would have been covered with blood.
That's what I'm wondering. If he didn't, see the dogs and see that they got into something and he thought, what's going on here? And he thought it was a kid.
Mm-hmm. But nothing excuses this. Nothing.
No.
I'm glad he had a conscience and called his pastor, and it doesn't excuse it. No, I'm sorry. Like his dad said, the kid's dad said, you could forgive an accident. He hit it. That is not forgivable. I'm sorry.
He tried to hide the body. And I'm thinking, why? I mean, if you come across a dead body on your property, or even if you're kind of concerned about a dead animal, you just call the police.
Yeah.
So I'm really wondering, did he egg those dogs on? I mean,
no, I don't see that. I don't see that. Only because he's got somewhat of a conscience. I don't see him setting the dogs onto him, but I do see him being negligent and then covering it up.
And that took
that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
And that took more effort covering it up than calling the authorities.
Yeah.
And tell them what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Just say,
he would have been in trouble, but nothing like this.
Yeah.
He always get in more trouble for covering things up.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Is to give the family essential items so they can focus on honoring Airen and grieving their loss. So it's growing. We're getting a lot of monetary donations, which has been amazing. That's really going to help the family out during this time, just with groceries, gas, bills, everything like that. But it's really been amazing to see the community come together.
That community support means a lot to Andula's family, too. A celebration of life for Airen is planned for Tuesday in his hometown, Pleasanton, Kansas.
We have information on our website on how to donate to this fundraiser and the Amazon wish list for Airen Andula's family. In Lynn County, Lexi French, Fox 4, working for you.
And Christmas is going to suck for them from now on.
That's what I was thinking too, because he was murdered. I shouldn't say murdered. He died on.
It's gonna open up the wound every year.
Absolutely,
it is.
It will.
And those children will never have a normal life because their parents are gonna be overprotective, as they should.
Yep.
And you just don't heal from that.
I mean, there's not anybody on their road that they don't know.
Yeah.
And they know the neighbor with the big pack of dogs. They know him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It had to have shocked him to death to go, you mean when he found Airen, he did nothing, but he put him in his pickup truck and took him to a ravine?
Yeah.
35 minutes away? And I mean,
Brooks, they're going to have to pass where he was found, where he was killed every time they leave their house.
Uh-huh.
Can you imagine the trauma? I just can't.
No, I couldn't imagine. No way. No way. No way. Virginia said, being a dog owner is a serious job. I used to work with a guy that talked about it frequently. Well, yeah, it is. Hey, Marie, it's crazy. Well, you have an animal, you have a responsibility. You know, you feed it. You know, you go to the vet. You get their paws done, things like that. You know, I mean, that's it. And so, I mean, these people. I mean, I'll tell you what. My grandpa used to say. Papa Jack always said, you know, the rich keep getting rich, and the poor keep getting dogs.
Yeah. Yep.
But they're doing a lot of things in Pleasanton right now for Airen.
Days we've had all these cars show up for him, and it's the least we could do.
Cars for a car lover. Tonight, the Pleasanton, Kansas community comes together to honor 13-year-old Airen Andula. Andula reported missing by his family December 21st. He is found in Bates County across the state line in Missouri the next day. I'm John Holt.
And I'm Scott Kilbury. A 47-year-old Lynn man has been charged in connection with the teen's death. But tonight was all about honoring Airen. Fox 4's Lexi French shows us how loved ones and even strangers celebrated the teen's life.
The Pleasanton, Kansas community came together Tuesday evening to honor and remember the life of 13-year-old Airen Andula. Dozens of cars cruised through town. It's all part of a celebration of life and memorial parade.
He was such a great kid.
Police cruisers, race cars, fire trucks, and even the 13-year-old's favorite, Hot Wheels, participated in the rolling car show. Skylar Gabrini, a Pleasanton native, helped organize the memorial parade.
We just like to bring everyone together, show we care, and just put on a parade for them. It's the least we could do. I host car shows, and so I figured a better way than to have a car show parade.
Vanny LaBeouf, a paraeducator for Pleasanton Schools, knew Andula well and, like many others, was shaken by his death.
Good kid, do anything you ask. Never, ever argue with you. He just always ready to do whatever needed to be done in school.
She says a rolling car show like the one Tuesday evening was just the thing that would bring a big smile to Airen's face.
He was my little buddy. He talked to me about his grandpa and taking him hunting, and they even talked about it today in the services about going to a car show and how excited he was, and he had told me about that.
The small town community continues to show its support for Airen's family.
It definitely brought the community closer. We always come together. This town's very small town, and we just like to help out families in need.
Airen's love for Hot Wheels and race cars sparked the idea for a memorial parade through Pleasanton. In Pleasanton, Kansas, Lexi French, Fox 4, working for you.
Bless
That's
them.
amazing.
It
That's
is
amazing.
really super sweet. Really. And I love how the community is taking care of the family. And I would love to know again why Damon Leonard did nothing about all the dogs on his property, did nothing about the dog attack on Airen, assuming he was awake or at home at the time. And most importantly, when he came across a human body, why he didn't immediately call the police.
Yeah. That's unforgivable. Everything else can be an accident, but no, that was deliberately done. God forgive me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're a dog lover, I go with what Cesar Millan says. Dogs don't have accidents. Owners do.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
He had a responsibility to the animals and to his neighbors to contain them and train them, and he didn't either.
And I'm really curious to see how many dogs they removed. And remember, I'm a pet lover. I'm an animal lover. Okay.
I am too.
When, Michaela was told 3 to 4 dogs attacked Airen. But they removed several dogs. Maybe just 3, maybe just 4. I don't know. But we do know that he died from a dog injury, a big one.
Yeah.
Big one.
And who's to say how many strays are around? You don't know. Maybe they just picked them all up.
Exactly.
Because you don't know who was involved in it.
Thank you. No said Damon was probably cooking meth. Only reason to have so many. Could not have lost snooping on property. Ooh, there you go.
I guess that's the theory.
Well, I tell you what, let's look his record up right now. It won't be hard to find since he's in the pokey again. My goodness. What do y'all want to bet? Damon might have a few charges on him from before.
Maybe. I don't know.
But there could
He
only
has a conscience. He has a conscience. You know that part.
Well, we know he has a conscience, and that's great, but he didn't have a conscience on December 21st. He decided to conceal everything and keep the parents and the entire community on pins and needles.
Unless he knew that they were going to put 2 and 2 together because they would find the mess eventually. And he figured he'd get in front of it.
Or maybe he used, the 22nd and to clean up whatever was going on in his house, and then called on the 23rd after he talked to his preacher. I don't know. But there's a reason that he did not immediately call for authorities to come help.
Yeah. Something's going on.
Well, do you think they'll put more charges on him?
It would depend on what they find. If they're going to stack them, I would think. This is just my opinion off the top of my head. If he really just freaked out and then he got a conscience, I think they'll be more lenient with him. But I don't know, Brooks.
I don't know either. I cannot make sense of it. We have dogs in this.
I can't get past he hit it. And he dumped him like trash. That kills me. That kills me. So, I don't know. It's not my decision, thank goodness.
I would think most people, if they're out in their woods or they see something weird with their dogs, whether you've got 1, 2, or 18, and they're acting funny, and then you come across a human body, you would instantly call the police. That's why I'm wondering why he didn't. I mean,
I know. I can't get past it. Accidents happen. This was deliberate. Not beforehand, but he hit it. He hit him, and that was deliberate.
That was deliberate. And it was in a 40-foot ravine in Missouri. Imagine what it took to get him out of there.
Oh, no, he just rolled him down the hill. I'll guarantee it. He pulled up to the side of the road and said, "This looks good," and shoved him down.
Oh, no, I meant imagine what it took to get Airen out of there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was not an easy task.
No.
You know, but he deliberately hid his body. He deliberately did not call 911, but his conscience ate at him for 2 days. No pun intended.
Or he knew that they were going to figure it out. Because I imagine they were going to bring dogs to sniff him out.
Eventually they would have.
And they're going to come across the crime scene and they're going to put 2 and 2 together. And that's probably more likely what happened.
And until they actually release the autopsy, we won't know how many dogs got Airen.
Yeah, I don't know that you'd be able to tell how many dogs at that point either.
Well, they removed all the dogs and they haven't euthanized them yet, so they'll be able to tell between their saliva and his wounds how many different.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that.
You know, and I mean, I hate to say it. I probably shouldn't say it, but, you know, poor dogs as well.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're going to be put down regardless.
I mean, you know, you're just all, I mean, you know, you're all strays and stuff like that. And you got some, you know, meth cooker in the trailer and, you know, you're malnourished and everything. And I just got that one from one article. I think it was the Independent Star. And I was like, really? Really? I mean, how busy can you be to not feed your animal?
I don't get it.
Mm-mm.
They're like kids. His fat ass sure did eat though, didn't he?
Yeah, look at him.
He didn't
All
miss
right,
any
well, I'm downloading his record right now to see if he has any drug charges, because there is a reason he didn't just knee-jerk reaction, call the police saying there's a kid out there dead.
Yeah.
And my
I
dog.
think my dog did it. I think they got out and did it.
I think they did. I mean, it's easy to say I was taking a nap. I was in the shower. But there's a reason he didn't do it. And I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out. All right, you guys are the best. And I'm going to run over to Discord real quick. Going to have a little convo about something going on with one of our very, very, very good friends. Susan, you're the best. And is it okay with everyone if we continue talking about this case?
I will.
Okay. Well, Susan says, yes, that's enough for me. All right, let's see you in Discord.
Bye, love.
We were on the run, rocking around the clock. Now all we need